And welcome everybody to the post-game show for episode 100 of the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. I am your host, Jeff Meacham, as I was your host during the last 35 minutes or so on the match itself. And to my right on screen, but to my left for you all, is the man who is still the reigning, defending, still undefeated in this reign, Wrestling Trivia Champion. That's it. You play like a champion, you are a champion. Greg Cherry, full disclosure, you've had a little bit of time to think about it now. Where are you at in your head, brother?
I'm just now being able to breathe.
Right.
Watching the match over, all the stress came back to me.
Yeah,
it just the emotion welled up. It's like, man, watching it back, even though I knew what happened, it's still terrifying to watch. And
crazy.
Oh my gosh. I want to say one thing. That is only the second match where both contestants have gone shot for shot and only missed one question throughout the entire portion of the game.
Right.
The only other twosome to do that was me and Webmaster Wade. That was it. Because that one was, I think it was a similar score, 10-7, or it might have been 10-6 also.
Right.
Where we only missed one question between us the entire episode. So,
right.
Twisted Minds.
Comments are just flying in, brother. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Now we need Cherry versus SRS on Quizzlemania.
Yes. Come on. Make it happen, Sean.
Yeah. I was so well. It's not in Sean's jurisdiction to do that, but yeah, I'm definitely down for it. If Quizzlemania 34 comes around, I've done everything I can. They know this happened. I mean, Louis was a fantastic guest. I was hoping he won Quizzlemania last night, so it could have been champion versus champion.
Right, I know. That'd have been something. Yeah. You guys sitting there watching it, going, "Oh man, what happens tomorrow?" And then he didn't. I was like, "Oh,
yeah." Hector Rodriguez, Greg Cherry for Stump the Bump Challenge next year. I'm coming for you, Gata. You know it.
That's right.
I did try this year, but I'm getting tips from somebody who's been on a game show before, like an actual legitimate game show, like Wheel of Fortune and Millionaire. I'm getting tips from that, so my audition videos become better.
There you go, brother.
So I'm getting tips for that. But yeah, that was an incredible match. Hats off to Louis for an incredible showing in the tournament. You got to give it to Louis. I mean, he much like Mark Moffat won the tournament. I do have to say this. Contestants from America, step it up. The last tournament winner was from Canada. This one was from England. USA, get your shit together.
Shit together, America.
I have to defend the honor of America, basically, because I had a Canadian challenge me last tournament, and Mark Moffat took me to overtime, which that was terrifying as hell.
Right.
And then Louis and I were going shot for shot there for a while, and he was absolutely incredible.
Scott got close, man. So yeah, let's
I can bring it, Scott. We have an amazing rivalry. I would love to see that happen on the WWE stage.
Love it.
You've taken a title from me. I've beat you in this thing. It's like, hey, I would absolutely do it.
Yep.
You did put up a fight against the Canadian. You did, and that one was a close one.
Yes.
Also.
Yeah. It's. I mean.
Josh, you can see
shit through those.
Yeah, so. You can see a title match between us. It's on the Greg Cherry brand somewhere. Scott and I had our battle, and obviously you kind of know what happened now because of where this is, but it was still a good match. It was still worthy of him coming back. So yeah, go check that out.
Yeah, there's always an open door for Scott Gata on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge for sure.
Absolutely.
It's funny. Like you said,
I'm still like,
right. We both know what happened. We've known for over a week now, but it's like we're mostly going the whole time. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we got to kayfabe the stuff. It's like
kayfabing is the worst when it comes to this stuff because, we even have to we have to no sell it to the private chat and everything. It's like, oh my god, it's terrible. It was terrible, but that's okay. I enjoyed it. I'm proud of myself for not going too Jeff Meacham into the questions.
Yes, Scott. You did
yes,
go somewhat Jeff Meacham. Like the New Japan question, I don't know how I pulled Ricochet because I was like, I don't even know who was in freaking New Japan in 2017. So it was like,
to be fair, I was trying to diversify without going too far back in time, and both those questions were within the last 5-6 years. So it wasn't like I was and like Louis said with his question, WWE Hall of Famer competing in New Japan in the last 5 years, that narrows it way the hell down.
Yeah, that one was kind of directed towards that. So I figure he had the easier the New Japan questions because Liger's really the only answer to that one.
Right. And then as far as Ricochet, it's the fact you were able to pull it off means it wasn't near as hard as you thought it was. So,
but it very well could have been. Like it could have been. I was going to say it could have been AJ, but he was already in WWE by then.
Right. There's very few people on the roster, whether they're active or not. Like Ricochet is so active right now on the roster. Yeah, no. But they're active. They were in that particular division. That's the thing. Like the junior heavyweight division is so. What do you call it? Exclusive of everybody else, or exclusive, however the hell that word is. It takes other people out of the equation. So it's all about deductive reasoning on that one. And yes, he did give me a third call.
I did. Brett Storm, who is a former Fanquizlemania champion himself, and that one was controversial. Just ask anybody who was there. Not that he beat me, just the ending was kind of screwy. Good match. Some of the questions were pretty specific, like who faced Keith Lee on the specific NXT. I like how hard some of the questions are. That's this entire show, brother.
Yeah. Like I said to him and Louis after we were done recording that day, my original intent for this episode was to have at least 90% of the questions take place on this day, which would have been April 29th. And
I completely forgot you did that. Otherwise, I would have been studying that harder, which I guess I didn't.
Right. To be fair about forgetting, I didn't tell you one of you I was going to do that.
Well, I'm glad you didn't tell me. I didn't want to know.
Right.
That's the entire point.
Right. So I did that, but then there was not quite enough of a card list to flesh out 20 questions. Okay, well, let's do April shows. And so that's why I did Good Friends, Better Enemies. That's why I did Spring Stampede. That's why I did things like that. And then, the JB3 questions, and he actually did give me a third question I didn't use. The Dan Severn one, I didn't even ask him to just whatever you want to send. The fact that, like I said on the air, that you're chasing Severn as far as reign length, I'm like, okay, I'll throw it in there. If he gets the first skip question, cool. If not, then we'll move on. Louis happened to miss it, and you still got it anyway. So I was like, oh, see.
So do you want to throw out the third skip question if you have it?
I don't have it. If you, I can get it really quick. Give me a second.
Okay, I'll go over some of the comments. Scott says, make sure you guys know your air date for the challenges so you can study on this day on whole wrestling. That's only if Jeff's hosting. I set up questions in a completely different way. So I don't do the on this day questions. So if you're in a championship match, then again, this might mean Jeff changes it up. So you don't know what to prepare for. Which should be fine, honestly.
Right. So JB3's third skip question, and I didn't use it because of what you just said, very much, because as obscure as the two New Japan questions were that I used, his was more obscure than a Barry Horowitz win streak in 1997.
Throw it at me. Yeah.
What is the most recent championship belt to be revealed by New Japan Pro Wrestling as of April 12th when he sent the message? 10 seconds.
Well, they just revealed the new heavyweight championships. I'm going with that.
Apparently not. I don't think the world title's been premiered since April 12th. The answer he gave me was the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, which I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
I don't know how that is, but sure.
That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, on the dates, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the new World Championship debuted before that. Before April 12th. So I think we're okay on that still being the answer. But as far as the New Japan Strong Openweight. And again, it's funny that this was brought up with the world title. People are crapping on the world title. I don't mind how it looks so much. I really don't. So.
Well, I know the unified intercontinental and heavyweight was revealed earlier this year.
Right. Which is why
that's why I went with it. I never would have got the open weight.
Yeah, no. I think it's funny. Like I took a big heavy dump on the new IC and the new US championships. And I got to look, you know what? They're not that bad. So I want to get a good, decent HD look at the world title before I start making opinions on it. So,
right. Paul's asking if the questions are going to be used that he gave you in the future. You would have to give them to me if I'm hosting the next tournament.
Right. Well, it's funny because I'm not going to be hosting all the unless Greg's defending the title, because Greg gets off as much of hosting as he does of defending the title. So he really loves doing
hosting. It's fun.
So it's that's that game show host in him. So I am not always that guy. Like I'm not the person that I try to be in the final of the match here. Question making is hard, and my brain capacity only goes so far. I prided myself for a long time on my wrestling memory, but it's really starting to slip. So I appreciate any chance Greg can take to host the matches, wherever they may be.
Daniel says, "Can't wait to see what's next for you, Greg Cherry. Will you be on Quizlemania?" That's like the question I've been getting. I've actually been getting that question more than I've been putting it out in the universe.
Right.
I would love to be on Quizlemania. The thing is, I have to get the invite. Right. Like it's not up to me. It's not like, hey, I want to be here. Can I be on here? Yeah. Because if that would have been the case, I would have been on Quizlemania like 7. But
right.
But no, it's not up to me. If you guys want to see me on Quizlemania, you have to let the Parts Fun known people. You got to let Adam know. You got to let, I don't even know who else is in charge. Let Louis know. Let Andy Datson, Luke Owen, Tempest, Ollie Davis. Let them all know. They all know that I want to be on there. But if I get like a flood of people behind me saying, hey, yeah, we want to see Greg Cherry on Quizlemania, make it happen, maybe it'll come to fruition. But it's out there in the universe.
So, Nico,
my Pennsylvania brother.
It's like, come on, go ahead and you already put your name in the hat for the next tournament, so we'll definitely look into it. We do have an announcement as far as
we do have an announcement, and actually, I want to read Nico's thing before I get into the announcement because it's a beautiful segue.
Oh, okay.
So Nico says, "I'm not happy with the way my match in round 1 of this tournament played out. Any available chance at redemption, I will take." Nico, it's funny that you say that because we have an announcement right now about the future of this show. And without further ado, I will not give any words to what I'm saying, but I will let this video play and let you see for yourself. We're only just beginning. WTC is what the show is going to be known as from now on. Just straight up WTC. It's going to have the shorter name, and coming later this year, might be sooner than you think, the WTC Jack of All Trades Championship. What exactly does that entail? You'll have to wait and see. I'm not giving everything away right now. That's just something to whet your appetite until it happens.
So as a person of branding and brand awareness, can we buy a shirt on that in the next couple of days, Greg?
I will definitely put that on the Teespring store or the Spring store, I guess.
Yeah, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, the new WTC logo will actually replace the Wrestling Trivia Challenge logos that are on the store. So you will be able to get the WTC logo, the brand new logo, on the spring store. That'll be coming. Heck, I might even put it up tonight.
There you go. I will buy that.
If I got time, I'll put it up tonight. So
love it.
So yes,
the freaking chat room is a buzz.
I know. I love it. I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy to make that announcement, because I don't want to come across sounding cocky, but I've held this thing, the WTC title, officially rebranded WTC title. This is my Shane Douglas moment right here. It's like for the Jeff Meachams and the David Diaz's and the Chris Casses, and they can all. You don't have to kiss my ass. I'm not. No. But this is no longer the NWA title. It's the new ECW title. It's the WTC title. So this is the WTC World's Championship. But I am excited to host the WTC Jack of All Trades Championship competition. That is going to be.
And here's the thing. It is not a secondary title. It is not a mid-card title. It is a almost on equal standing, except, of course, Breaking Champion for 1,000-something days. So equal standing is a relative term, right? So, but this is a chance for you guys who have faced Greg or were in the tournament or whatever, but say, hey, I want another shot, and we were told we can't get another shot as long as Greg is champion. What do we do? This is your opportunity.
And you know what? It's not just going to be like another, hey, 20 questions, back and forth or whatever. No, this is a completely different style of competition.
Yes.
Which I feel like the show needs after 100 episodes of doing it the same way, which it's a good format. It's a solid format. I like keeping it that way. Right. But I feel like the Jack of All Trades Championship has to be a different style of match. So there are no competitors officially announced for this yet.
No.
This obviously because this is just happening now. So
right.
In the next few days, I will be putting out there probably on Twitter. So if you follow me at Greg Cherrybrand on Twitter, I will be putting out how to enter the field to become a potential player for the Jack of All Trades competition. It is, I don't know how I'm going to do the selection process, but at the same time, I'm also going to be putting together the next tournament to see who faces me for this. So it's going to be let me put it this way. The details of the Jack of All Trades Championship will come later on this YouTube channel, on the Greg Cherrybrand channel, as a separate video explaining how it works, because it'll be, I know what the format's going to be.
Yeah.
But since all of you don't, and you'll want to know how the championship works and how exciting it's going to be, it's going to be a very much different format. I'm looking forward to it. I want to spill all the details of it right now, but gotta leave them wanting more. So the Jack of All Trades Championship is coming later this year, as is another tournament for this. So WTC is not dead. It's only just beginning.
So I love it. And I love that, so people are asking, there it goes.
1 second.
Okay. Well, I wanted a different logo back there behind us. That's why I was,
okay. I have a picture of the new ones.
Oh, if you got it, by all means, go for it. Yeah. James, not quite the same as Universal and WWE Championships.
That's an overlap. My bad.
But definitely, the best way I can compare it, because people compare like the Intercontinental in the US or mid-card titles, even though it wasn't officially recognized by ECW, I would liken it to the FTW title, where it's on equal standing with the world title in the eyes of the title holder and the eyes of the fans. Because you remember when Shane went down that injury, Taz was on every show and, quote, defending the title. So, it's very much in that same vein, except that this is actually legitimate, competed for championship, and it will be recognized by WTC.
Yes.
So,
as you can see in the background, the new logo. or a version of it.
So,
I'll work on condensing that to like a
right. So yes, it will again not quite the same thing as both of them being world championships. Although Greg and I talked about this for the better part of a week because he didn't want to use another global term. We were talking about different things that mean the same thing but are different standing. And he, to his credit, I'll throw it out there, he threw out the term cyberspace, like the NWA cyberspace title used to have. And I went, cyberspace was such a early 2000s, late 90s term. It sounds like we're almost going backwards. And we were just talking, and then all of a sudden he threw out the term, and I went, there it is, right there. I mean, that's really what this title is going to represent, because there's going to be a whole lot of stuff you've not heard of or seen on this show before in the last 100 episodes. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned. Paul, Moose and TNA title, I would guess is a pretty. I always forget about that because
let me tell you what, I don't want to have one title have prestige over the other. Granted, this has the history behind it.
Right.
But I do want the Jack of all trades championship to be something that people want to be. Like, I want it to be kind of like a workhorse or a championship worth fighting for. And in this format, I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be a little bit more of a level playing field for everybody.
Right.
And that's all I'll say. I don't want to give away too much.
Right. No. So, and again, Greg mentioned it during the ending of this. You know what? Actually, JB3's got it right on the money, because I actually said that during the conversation with Greg and I about the title. He's like, I don't want to talk here. I'm not saying use the pure rules. I'm saying it's in the same vein. He went, oh, okay. Yeah. So very, very good. Very good approach to that, JB3. I like that. Very good. Greg mentioned it during the ending of the show. I wanted to say it from my end. Thank you to everybody that was in the tournament. Thank you to everybody that participated and allowed themselves to be kind of on display and on stage or whatever during the craziness. Thank you to everybody that sent in feedback, everybody that helped me with questions, helped Greg with questions. We do appreciate your input. We do thank Aaron and everybody at the old folks home, if you will, for allowing this to be on as long as it was, and for giving us the original branding name and the platform at episode 1. But now we're episode 101 coming up, and it is a whole new world, as it were.
Yes. This guy experience, I will address this. It is all wrestling related.
Right.
Just because it's not going to be all strictly wrestling trivia, it's still all wrestling related.
Right.
Are you going to retire because nobody can beat you? No, the greats. Does Brady retire after 7 rings? No, he doesn't. I mean, he keeps going on, and it makes me a little sick to my stomach that I just compare myself to Brady.
I was going to say, are you okay?
Yeah, he's with Tampa Bay now. He's not with the Pats. It's fine.
Exactly.
So
I love that he bailed on that piece of crap Belichick and still won the Super Bowl. It's like, yes.
In the words of Ric Flair, I will never retire.
I was going to say, woo! I'll never retire.
Yeah. So
I was there when he retired, so I know he won't.
Yeah. And you know what? I am lucky that the questions fell the way they did today, because had they not, then we could be talking about a different thing. I pulled at least half of those out of my rear end.
So the one that really got me, but you explained why it was a thing later when we were conversing during the show, that you got Shannon Moore out of my clue for. I was like, and then he said, well, here's the thing. It was just released on the Uncaged. I went, oh, that's true. So
it was, but at the same time, how many former WCW hardcore champions were there? There was only like 13 guys who held the hardcore championship that could possibly have music on Uncaged. And I figured like a good chunk of them, like Norman Smiley never worked for WWE as far as in ring.
Right.
Nasty Boy Knobs never came back. Sans a dark match. Haku used his old theme. Terry Funk only came back for like One Night Stand.
Right.
And Bischoff, we all know what his theme is, so it wouldn't have been him.
Right.
So there were a bunch of options. I was like, who even possibly? So Shannon Moore was the only one who came to mind that like possibly could have had a theme, and like the Prince of Punk theme, which I don't know if it is. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of. There is a lot that processes in this brain in 10 seconds. It's terrifying. I don't know how it gets there, but it's better than a GPS.
Yeah. What I love is, with the Spotify questions, it really comes down to breaking things down, deductive reasoning. Even on Spotify, you have, so that's why I like to give a little bit more other than which superstar had this music. It's like, how many superstars have been in the company in the 50 years? Like, come on, throw me a little friggin' bone here, Jesus. So that's why I threw in the clue there. Paul, I encourage you to go back and watch Wednesday's Greg Cherry show.
Last Wednesday's.
Well, so not yesterday. Last week, you're right. Thank you. I forgot about that. It's all kind of blurring together for me. Also.
But you know what? I will bring it up now. Yes. Yeah. To answer your question bluntly, yes. I stepped away from no DQ. But it was building up to happen, but it was.
And like we said last week, as far as Aaron goes, it wasn't an acrimonious split. We're still, buds. It's just there's a lot going on that side of the internet river that we don't want to cross the river no more. We're kind of good on that. So
yeah, and basically, Wrestling Trivia Challenge has been Jeff's and my thing for the last year plus.
Right.
It's been airing on here. We had a simulcast or a couple on the no DQ, but it made more sense. It made more sense. We're putting in the work that I don't want to say that we get the credit for it, but we're putting in the work. We're producing these episodes. So
right. Yeah. We were handed the keys to the kingdom anyway. So it's like, why, if it's not going to be outright promoted as it's branded, which had been the no DQ branding for the longest time, if it's not going to be promoted like any other no DQ branded property, why keep the logo attached to it?
Yeah. So
it really came into that.
It's not a personal vendetta, like, oh, I don't want anything. No, it has nothing to do with any of that. It's just that it's time for the show to grow and move on.
All right. We were. Yeah, like I said, we were given. It's like, you guys take it, do what you want. I have no interest anymore. It's like, okay.
So, and that was basically it. I mean, he essentially gave us the rights to the show. So
right, which I'm okay with. Yeah. So, any more exhibition matches? Again, kind of stay tuned and see what happens with Greg, because we are going to run the Jack of all trades competition. We are going to have Greg, defend the title after a tournament. So we may throw in here's something to hold the place for the week episode.
I'll say this too, because I've never really. I always like to have matches have meaning. So right. I want to throw this out. If any two people just want to have a match that airs on the channel as an exhibition match, it's like, I want to challenge this guy to this kind of match, or I want to challenge so-and-so just to see who does what, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm fine with that.
Right.
You got to talk to me and the other person about it and get us all together. But if more people want to do exhibition matches, that's fine. You just got to I feel like, I want to say this. I feel like it would make more sense if you guys put a stipulation in place, not necessarily like hair versus hair or something like that, but some kind of minimum bet. So there's at least some stakes.
Right.
And not stakes that I can control based on the questions. Hey, I randomize the questions. You guys get what you get. Whoever wins, wins. Whoever loses has to do whatever. So if you want to add exhibition matches with a little bit of stakes, that's fine. I'm not going to say number one contender. It's like, hey, don't try and carve your own path. But stakes between the two of you. So,
and we're ready to get off here in a few minutes here, but Kobe, we need to. I know somebody I forget who it was now from my past, has a really good Howard Finkel impression. So I need to find this guy and make it happen, because I mean that definitely deserves a Howard Finkel presentation. My goodness. Let's see here. Oh, here you go. There you go.
Yeah. talk with him, Nico.
I
was gonna say the exhibition matches have to be like the two of you guys talk and then come to me. Like, don't send me to go after people just because I have a very loose working relationship with Adam Blampier. You guys talk it out and come to me with it. Right. Like that's the deal. Like, you guys talk to me. If you can get Adam on board with it, we'll have the match and you guys put some stakes on the line or something. He probably does not want to do hair versus hair, for the record. He's already done that on Quizzlemania. So yeah. JB3's talked about that. I am not doing that, straight up.
No.
As good as I am, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Mostly
Pressure's
because
a bitch anyway, so yeah.
Well, it's mostly because the wife would be pissed.
Well, yeah.
So the wrath of the wife is not worth the wrath of CWT.
No.
All right. So thank you guys all for watching. I very much appreciate everybody tuning in to the championship match, to the post show. WTC is going to keep kicking, baby. We're getting a new start, and we're getting a brand new championship, the Jack of All Trades Championship. And I will go follow me on Twitter at Greg Cherrybrand if you want involved. And I might even contact a few people to bring them in to see, hey, let's work this together and get a good match going. Because the last little bit that I will tell you about the Jack of All Trades Championship, every single Jack of All Trades Championship match will not be one-on-one.
Oh my God.
See you guys next time for WTC. For Jeff Meacham, I am still the WTC World Champion, Greg Cherry. I'll leave you on that little nugget for tonight.
Woo! Oh, wait, sorry, wrong nugget.
Wrong nugget.
Wrong nugget. Damn it.
I'll see you guys next time.